Hello Foxis and happy month of Halloween. I'm here with a story. I hope you like it. I will add the author and the link to the story down below in the description. So if you want to check it out yourself, it's in the description. Check it out yourself. The story is not by me. Someone else created it. I just started working the night shift at my university library. I found an envelope with rules that weren't in the employment manual. What the hell? I sat behind the security desk at my university library, holding an envelope that I assumed was meant for me. To the new guy was scrawled on the front in jagged script, and I supposed I was the recipient because I didn't get any more new than I was last night. I was scheduled to work my first nighttime shift, 12 to 4 a.m. The hours didn't deter me at all. I'm a serial insomniac, and my class schedule was structured so I could stay up late and sleep in the next day. This luxury had the unfortunate side effect of limiting my employment options. And in order to stay somewhat afloat in the sea of a student debt I was floundering in, I couldn't afford to remain unemployed. When I heard about the night shift at the library from my friend Valerie, who I attended high school with, it seemed like a perfect match. I can't reveal the specific school that I work for, but suffice to say it's a large university in the southern portion of the United States. Anyway, Val worked the early morning shift, 6 to 10. And she mentioned that the guy who worked the late shift, some guy named Flanders, had quit a few days prior. When she told me the hours and confirmed that the pay was at least north of minimum wage, I jumped at the opportunity. After spending a week slogging through the 3 departments you have to send paperwork to in order to become an official university employee, my bank account was in desperate need of that first pay. So anyway, last night was my inaugural shift, and it being a Friday night, the library was expectedly dead at midnight when I relieved my new colleague Tori from her post. The employment manuals I was required to read had prepared me extensively for what was all indications going to be a mundane 4 hours. I started at the security base, a big wooden desk the size of a tank underneath a huge glass window, embossed with our university sigil in the library atrium. Here I would stay for the first 30 minutes of my shift and perform some clerical tasks, like checking the book detectors and ensuring the patron counter worked correctly. After those first 30 minutes, I was supposed to make my rounds about the library, an inconceivably large building that, according to the employment manual, required about 2 miles of walking to complete a perimeter sweep on all 4 floors. When I settled into my chair behind the behemoth desk, I was exasperated to find the letter. Oh great, I thought, more bullshit protocols to read. I tore open the envelope to find a sheet of yellow legal paper with numbered lines following a paragraph of writing in the same style as the print on the outside of the envelope. Dear new guy, do not throw away this list under any circumstances. This is your Bible, your map, and your survival guide. My hope is that by leaving this behind, I'll help to curtail your learning curve a bit. Lord knows it can be a steep one. Anyway, the rules listed in this document are not optional. They aren't suggestions. And they aren't advice. They are a code that you must adhere to, or some terrible shit can happen. You wouldn't understand without experiencing it for yourself. which is exactly what this letter is meant to avoid. So listen up. If you get through this first night, I'll leave more rules for tomorrow. Rule number 1. Never look at the hallway safety mirrors in the basement corridor. Keep your eyes low and walk swiftly. Rule 2. You will encounter an unfathomably tall man in a gray suit. Do not look at his face. Answer any question he asks you with "no sir," and he will go away. Stay out of the atrium from 2:15 to 2:16 every night. It's better if you don't see it. You will hear some horrible freaking sounds out of the study room 219J on occasion. Don't ever open the door. Always walk beside the bookshelves in the west portion of the 4th floor, never between them. If you hear tapping coming from the glass window behind you at the security desk, do not turn around. 12:15. You'll see a heavy man in a tweed suit hurry past you, clutching his briefcase. When you see him walk past you, tell him today is not the day, friend. He will look relieved, nod, and walk out of the library. If he gets up the stairs, you're already too late. I was so caught up in reading the letter that I had forgotten to check the student ID of the person who had just rushed by the security desk. I remembered the protocol with a jolt and looked up to call out to the offering student, just in time to watch a man clad in a tweed suit clear the stairs and slip out of sight onto the library floor. That was part 1 from the story. Goodbye, my fox souls. You're still here. Click away. It ended.